The whole band? The stadium? Oh, no. How could it even... Is it... Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just getting this distressing news now from Dimension C137 that, as you know, interdimensionally, there are so many dimensions running parallel to our own. And it seems that while we're here doing this live stream and in this lockdown times, in C137, they had their own CD release going. They were playing at a show, and it was World War III, and the bombs dropped, and Dimension C137 they've lost their strings of Atlas. Terrible news in rock and roll in history. And what do you mean? The Atomic Girls. They found Atlas Cage and took him out of the rubble, and now they're taking him back to their secret base to rebuild him. Yes, okay. What? And there's an android who knows how to sing like a person? This all sounds very improbable and tons of holes in this story. I don't know about this plot, sir. I don't. Okay, yeah, and they're forming a band. That's the. Well, yeah, send it over. Send the. Okay, no. I'm on now. I'm about to. Yeah, we're gonna stream it. We're going. Just okay, send it. It seems that we're getting a strange transmission here from Dimension C137 that they've lost their strings of Atlas, but there is this new futuristic band. Let's see what we got here. Transmissions are coming in.
You're still alive when you could have died. You try to smile when you could have cried. You clench your fist in the shape of a heart. You love the world as it tears you apart. Look on the bright side and feel the sun.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. This is not what I was expecting at all when we were talking about debuting this new album coming out, but apparently we have received transmissions.
Yes, this is the premiere.
We're still receiving transmissions, apparently. Transmissions. They're everywhere. They're trying to get in your brain. Don't let them do it, though. Don't let them do it. I'm receiving word that was Brightside from Chords of Eve, coming at you straight from not only a different dimension, but also in the future somehow, which doesn't make a ton of sense, but it's fun. We'll go along with it anyway. And the video there, now that is someone I recognize from our own dimension here. That is Miss Fifi Switchblade, who is a burlesque and sideshow performer here in Austin, Texas, who overall is a cool person to work with. And apparently is still getting work in different dimensions as well. We've got a music video we want to show here, but this is going to come up in an hour from now. What is it now? 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. And we speak with the director out of the Canary Islands in Spain himself, who set up the whole thing. So at this point, I'm just being kind of crazy, y'all. Hope you're all enjoying this. And stick around if you want to hear any of the songs from Chords of Eve, Dear Engineer. They're streaming right now in this dimension. Spotify, Deezer, Napster, all that good stuff. Plus, there's a few music videos too. So come back in an hour, and we are going to check out The Future's Not What It Used to Be with director Jonathan Guttman. Bam. All right, there we go. Now we are live, man, across the sea. So I just want to thank you for, hanging out with us today and giving us your insight. You directed The Future's Not What It Used to Be. And you want to start the kind of stuff you got going on?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Guttman. I had the pleasure to make the video for The Future's Not What It Used to be from Chords of Eve, with beautiful and very talented Marta Gonzalez. Yeah, she's really good. She's really good dancer. She's from Tenerife, and we shot it like in an hour and a half, because she had like this big exam in university, so she had like really short time to do it. So it was fun. It was like rushing, but she was cool. She really got the idea from in the moment we started filming, and and she did a great job.
That's cool. Yeah, it came out really well. Really well.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what made you choose the location? I love that apocalyptic location you got going on there. What made you get that?
We have very few post-apocalyptic locations where we live. It's more like the typical paradise island, Tenerife. And I found this location like 2 years ago, but I haven't been able to use it because the police is always closing it. There's like a lot of people going to illegal parties there, a lot of raves. So they're always closing it. And I had to film a video for another artist, and I was looking for a location. And I remember this one, and I tried to access it. And I had to go with one of my kids. He's going to be 13 now. And we were looking for the entrance. We couldn't find it. We picked up another dancer for another video. And we went back to try. And we went to the front door of this big warehouse. And she went like, oh, maybe the main entrance, it's open. And I left. And my kid and her, they just opened the door. I was like, oh, it's open. It's really open. And we went in and we loved the location, and we kept this video unposted because, artists like you filmed the video, we filmed the video, and we make some preparations, and maybe it takes like 2 weeks or 2 months to publish it. Mm-hmm. And then you came and you asked this video, and the location, it fits really good for this idea, the future again, something post-apocalyptic, burned cars, and there's this hay outside, very beautiful yellow.
Yeah.
And I remember we didn't want to make it look like the other one that wasn't published yet. So I offered you other dancers, and Marta was in. Although she didn't have the time, at first she declined. She said she couldn't. So we had to fight a little with her. Like, come on. And in his sister, she heard the song and she said, okay, I want in. I want to do this one. I like the song. I like the idea. I'm going to do it. And fun fact, her mother came with us to film.
Really?
That day. Yeah, and my wife. And cool. They were in a corner. The mother was just in love because we had to play the song once and twice and 3 times, all the time. And she was dancing and dancing. And the mother was like, oh, that's my daughter there. Oh gosh, she's really good. She knows her daughter is good. But when you see your kids for real doing their stuff, you don't believe it. It's always amazing.
Right.
And we finished in an hour and a half, maybe less than an hour, maybe an hour 15. And we're like, okay, we finished? I said, yeah, we're going. Really? We done? Yeah, we're done. And that afternoon, I sent you the first edited version of the video clip. And both the mother and Marta were like, oh, this is the video already. Because I was so anxious to do it, to have this first version, to have it, posted. Mm-hmm. And then we worked over the idea, selecting clips and changing stuff until we got the last version. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. I had no idea her mom was there the whole time.
Yeah. She was really fun. Her mother has lots of jokes and really nice attitude all the time.
Nice. My mom's a big supporter of my music. Even back my music, death metal all the time. She was like, right. She goes, what do you need? You need more. What do you need? More.
Nice.
All right, man. So here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead. We got some video up. I want to bring this up and just kind of watch it and maybe get some of your reactions to it. And kind of talk through the video and talk about it afterward.
Okay.
Let's see. Here we go.
Do you believe that a man can fly? Was it a dream or was it third outside? Don't ever let them tell you that you can't fly. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't fly. The future's not what it used to be. The future's not what it used to be. The future's not what it used to be. The future you can't fight. The future's not what it used to be. 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 We keep our head up in the clouds. You know we're never coming down. We keep our head up in the clouds. You know we're never coming down. We keep our head up in the clouds. You know we're never coming down. Running out of time. You know we're running out of time. Oh no, we're running out of time. You know we're running out of time.
Man, cool video, man. Definitely a fan.
The last scene is like The Last of Us, the video game, is like totally like that.
Yes, exactly, right? That was what I thought of walking there. I was like, man. And coincidentally, Last of Us took place in the game was here. So,
Okay, cool.
so you pretty much, I was going to say, if there's any other kind of like stories while you were filming or something that happened that stood out in your mind, is that I think the mom story was probably at the top. Anything in the location wise that you like anything you want to wise like just tell us about?
No, I really don't know if there's something about the location that has like a story. The song itself has a story, and sometimes we want to like depict or to show a narrative visually, and we make these ideas in our heads, but sometimes it just goes along, it just flows, and everybody has a different perspective. Everybody tells to themselves their own stories. So sometimes we think we're narrating something, but everybody looks at it in a different way. Mm-hmm. And in this one, I think it's more like letting go and improvising and like giving feelings to something you're watching while you're editing. Gives you the opportunity to let other people imagine the story by themselves. So I really don't think that complicating a story for a video clip that is not telling you something exactly like a movie or like a short film, it's actually good. Sometimes it's good to let the audience be free, that they imagine whatever they want. You just how you feel. And the good thing of having a good artist in front of the camera is that when this is something you don't explain mathematically. It's something that's personal. It's emotions. And when an artist gives emotions from the inside, you feel them, even though it's in a camera, even though you're in your home with a screen, you feel something when a real artist is giving it. It's something hard to explain because we tend to be very rational about everything. Mm-hmm. But in the art, it doesn't exist, the rationality. Art is different. Art is emotions, it's feelings, it's what you perceive, what you want to feel. Sometimes it's more like what you want to feel about something than what it actually is giving to you.
That, dude, I could not agree more. I dig that philosophy. I really do believe there is energy behind stuff, which I know it sounds kind of like, it's like, the energy of it, man. But honestly, you really can. That is a thing that translates. I think that's what makes the difference between a good song and a great song, or a good painting and a great one. That there was some kind of energy there, something you could not see, something not tangible, that just makes you feel a certain way or gives you a certain kind of vibe. And yeah, that's totally agree with you on that. Well, cool, man. You got anything you want to throw out there? Has Martha, she's seen the video, right? Because she's 1,000 streams now.
Yeah, she posted a little clip from the car scene that she's sitting in the car. She posted that one on her Instagram some days ago, and yeah, she actually loves it. Her teacher, actually, Marta is not as young as you think. She looks like a 14-year-old girl, but she's actually in university. I think she's 24 or 23. And her teacher is 33, 34. And she actually asked me for the original video, for the last version, because she wanted her for her. She was so proud of Marta that she asked me to have the video for her. Nice. And I sent it to her the other day.
She's like, this is my prize student. Have you seen this video?
Yeah, international like, wow, she did that? Oh, she's good. Yeah.
Well, hey, man, we were lucky to have her. So I appreciate all of it. And thank you, man. I appreciate your work on this. Like,
thanks.
What are the odds? Like, I think I just barely started using Fiverr, like, within the last year, starting up this business. And it's so hard to find people on there that are really, really, like, trying to put in some work. Instead of just like $10, I'll throw something out there for you. It'll be fine. And yeah, man, you got my endorsement all day. Your videos are solid. Your work is like solid. Love it.
Thanks. Actually, for me, it's really hard to find good clients. Not to talk bad, about anybody else, but the amount of weird, not in the good way, people you find there asking stuff, not understanding the cost and the work behind it. Not about their personalities, because we're all crazy. I mean, people asking like for a video under a very low budget. You have to understand that we all have our limits. But there's people that don't understand that. I'm gonna pay so I can ask whatever I want and in my conditions. And it's not like that. And it's not only about money. It's about humans, about a species, about taking care of each other. Mm-hmm. And some people are really rude, really, really rude. And they're not comprehensive about other people's work. And that's a really depressing thing, because you have to guess, is this client going to respect the artist I'm going to hire? Is he going to respect my job? Am I going out to film? And then when I'm editing, is this person going to, disrespect me? So yeah, it's really nice to find good clients in Fiverr that respect your job and respect the people you're putting in front of the camera, and that really enjoy what you do, because it's not about money. Because if it's about money, I'm not doing money in Fiverr. Production in Fiverr of what I'm doing is like 10% of what it really costs. And 10% is nothing. So it's not about money. And, there's this video clip I did for a Russian group. These guys are awesome. I've done 3 videos for them. They're just awesome. And the second video, I did the first one with my wife. They selected between the artist I sent. They selected my wife. She's actress and model. And he loved it. The band loved the video a lot. And I was working with an actor that works in BBC and HBO. He's a very talented actor from here. He doesn't take small jobs, never. Like his daily fare, it's 1,200 euros around, like, it's a lot of money.
Getting paid a little bit.
And he went once. I was doing like this casting for another production, and he went and he asked me to film him for a movie he had to make a casting. Mm-hmm. So I filmed him in a white space, and I gave him the rehearsals and, repeating him like the dialogue. And we were sitting watching the video, and he said like, yo, what are you doing now? And I showed him this video from the Russian band. And he loved it. He's like, yo, this is an 80s video. This is really nice video. It has feelings. It has these emotions. Do you have any other thing? I want in. I was like, yeah, I have to do another video for them. But, the budget is like 80 euros. It's not for you. He said, okay, I'll do it for free. It's like, wait, what?
Nice.
Yeah. You take those 80 euros and we go eat outside someday. Wait, what are you talking about? So I told the Russian guys, look, I think I have this guy, because I sent them other profiles for the other video. Mm-hmm. And I said, look, I have this guy. He says he wants in, and he's in the budget, even though this is what he actually asks. And the guy was like, yo, man, that guy is so dope. He's so good. Is he really in? I said, yeah. Okay, then let's do part 2. Let's connect the first video with the second one. And we did the video with this guy, Santi Lopez. He's just an amazing actor. And the guy was so in. I remember we were filming in a lost volcano area in the island. We were just him and me. I couldn't take anybody there because it's a protected zone and you cannot place a tripod. It's just handheld camera and run.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this moment where I asked him, be free, just do whatever you want. We were just filming, we're almost an hour filming. And he got the idea and he said, okay, just give me 5 minutes or whatever. I'll do whatever I want. I said, okay, be free. And it was 6 minutes of madness. The guy was so amazing. I just couldn't speak. I was crying while filming. I was like, the hell, how is he doing this? It was giving so much. And it's mute because it's a video. It's a video.
Yeah,
there's no audio. There's no, this guy is talking. No. Just the feelings. He started crying, yelling. He got happy and anxious. He was sad. He was breaking stuff. I was just, 6 minutes of, I don't know how to say this. It was amazing, just amazing. We finished. I got home and I sent the first version to the Russian client. He was like, he really asked for so less what he asked, and he did all this. It's wow, I cannot thank him enough.
Yeah.
And we've made a part 3 with another actor and so on. Because at the end of the day, it's not the money. It's these talented people here that also want to be in productions of videos that are going to be outside. Mm-hmm. And this is not something anybody does any day. In an island like Tenerife, you don't have these productions for video clips. We have big production for fashion, for movies, Attack of the Titans. No, wait, what's the name? Wrath of the Titans.
Yeah, Wrath and Clash of the Titans and all that.
Yeah, those movies have been filmed here. Wonder Woman was filmed here. The Witcher was filmed here. So we have these big budget productions, but they only bring talents from outside. They bring the actors from outside. Mm. And the actors from here, even though they're really, really good, they get this 4th round, shots, maybe no dialogue, and people that learn English for this thing, they don't care. So you have this chance of doing a video clip for a group in Russia, in USA, in China, wherever. It's not about the money. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be able to do my job as an actor or as a dancer or whatever. And people are going to look at me and I'm going to have a reel that includes something real shown outside of my island. Yeah. So for most people here, it's
completely.
Yeah, it's a privilege to be able to do these videos. So I'm in the middle of this process of bringing the job here and giving the talents the opportunity. And it's really nice to see both sides of the story. You're making happy an artist with his music video, and you're making happy a talent with what he delivers on camera. So it's not about money. It's not about money at all. It's really happiness.
Very cool, man. I will say I definitely admire that sentiment of, because I feel that anyone who's really trying to get, especially like you're saying, coming from a spot where we're not necessarily offered large gigs somewhere, and it's kind of all these indie gigs coming up, having that that connection with other people, and you're you know what? It's not about did I make a ton of money off this. It's about did we make something so amazing, something I can be proud of. Something that when I see it, I'm just that's cool. That didn't exist when we made that. That's what we do as an indie artist, right?
Yeah. Always creating, always trying to create, even though it's not the biggest production ever, like you say, or, this technical thing 1917, that's just pure mad. What a movie. But hey, look at what we did with, this low budget thing. We had in this case, we can do this with $300, $400. It's amazing. It's not about money. Yeah, I know there's people that will take advantage of it. There's always going to be these people, even with bigger budgets. But for us as artists, we want to create. We want to feel free. We want to feel like we're worth something. And look what I did. And not for the others only, just also for ourselves. Man, I was able to do this. Thanks for the chance. Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate all the work you do. And I think that we've got solidified. There's got to be some work in the future. We gotta get on the video done, man.
I hope so.
Well, cool. I appreciate you joining us and watch the videos and giving us your insight all the way over from Canary Islands, man. It's what, 11 o'clock your time right now?
Yeah, 11:23.
Oh man, all right.
It's nighttime here.
We're getting there. We're getting there. It's been cloudy all day. So it's kind of like nighttime. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it, and definitely if you got any new project stuff you're working on, send it my way, and we'll go ahead and promote them to folks and let people know what you're getting into.
Thanks.
All right, Jonathan. I appreciate it, man.
Same.
Bye. Too Late is live. We were debating behind the scenes whether or not I should hide this, do an introduction, and then pop up and this, head off and be like, well, hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Atlas Cage. And then, bam, surprise.
Grand entrance.
What? Look at that. Look at that. Surprising us over the internet. Yeah. So today on this in particular, kind of want to do a little session here. We talk about, everyone's been hearing the music today and getting the music videos and things, but I think we haven't given enough dedication to the art behind all of this, which, as you've been a part of that. You created both the Strings of Atlas and the Chords of Eve album covers and the Sky Titan logo, which actually, which way am I pointing here? It's somewhere over here on the screen a little bit further, but that was you. That was you. So, when you're not designing sets for all the improv theaters around here, and when you're not working in film, because I know you worked with a few big people in film too.
It's been a long time.
You're designing for musicians here. And so you have some of the artwork up right now, right?
Yeah, I do. So my background is I actually got my undergrad degree in art a long time ago, and then decided to not do art for a very long time, and then pretty recently got back into doing it again. And these albums are a cool opportunity for me to have an excuse to. I started realizing that I'm not good at doing art for art's sake. I feel like we've talked a little bit about, or you've talked in some of your prior sessions about, the beauty of just creating for the sake of creating. But like I need a mission. I need a goal. I need an assignment. And so these projects came up, and it was really fun working on them. So I guess I'll do pull up the Strings of Atlas first.
Yeah, for sure.
Do that one first.
Yeah, let's bring it out.
Even though technically, I think chronologically it came last, but
this is true. This is true. What did come first? Was it Chords of Eve or was it Sky Titan?
I think Chords of Eve came first, because that one I spent the longest on, because I had to re-educate myself on how to use all of the applications.
Well, you can't tell from this because it looks perfect. You've been doing it forever. Right.
Well, I was still used to last time I used the Adobe Creative Suite was in 2003 or something. It's changed a little since then.
A little bit, a couple updates.
Yeah,
nothing major. So let's check out the Strings of Atlas cover. I remember we were talking about this because I don't know if we just came off of it or if it was just that amazing of a game. It felt like it, but Red Dead. Mm-hmm. Red Dead 2, I think, had a big influence on the color scheme of this and kind of the style.
I think we'd come off it. We had played it actually a while before, almost a year before.
Oh man!
But you had originally reached out to a different artist to do some designs because you had a concept in mind, and the results you're getting back were not quite expressing quite what you wanted.
Those guys are great, though. Those guys are great. They
did a great job. It just wasn't quite they gave you exactly what you asked for, but there's a lot of room for interpretation in art. And so exactly what you asked for still may not be exactly what you want.
For sure. Their banner is actually, or the image they gave us is actually the banner on Spotify. Mm-hmm. So they're getting all those thousands on that too. So that's good. But yeah, there was something we were just missing something in it that really told the story of where Strings of Atlas was ending up in this parallel universe and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you told me that you wanted frontman Atlas Cage, Strings of Atlas, rocking out on his guitar in front of a nuclear wasteland. And I started with that. We went out and did a bunch of photos to get some poses. You had a couple poses that you liked, so that we would have some base pictures to work off of. And then I think it was like days, hours, I don't know, like a very short period of time between when you were going to have to submit this artwork for copyright. And we kept looking at that original drawing, being like, this just doesn't fit. And I was like, let me see what I can do. And I watched a couple of YouTube videos on some techniques. YouTube is great for learning things. And I just tried out stuff, and it turned out, why don't you pull the picture up? Can you do that, or do I have to do that?
Yeah, let's take a look at this here.
Yeah, so we went for something that was like very, we literally looked up, how do you do the Red Dead effect?
I was like, that Arthur Morgan? No.
And so we made it very hot color wise. We reduced down the number of levels and like posterized it a little bit. And I can zoom in a little bit, see if we can get a little bit the detail. Let me see if I can do that. I don't know. And this one was actually not considering how long some of the other projects took. This one was a very quick one. It only took a day or two, but it was really fun to get to experiment with it and because we didn't know exactly what we wanted, we could make big moves on like, well, what happens if we change the opacity to this, or let's just make the contrast like 87% and see what happens. And then, do these white swings. And it was,
you don't know where you're going. You can't go the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun project. And we used a font that was a bit of because this was also after we'd been playing Fallout and Outer Worlds, and so there's this kind of like retro future idea was coming through on this.
Yeah, no, I love the way it turned out. I love the colors in it. And it's like, it's almost kind of abstract in the background, but it's still got that little bit of mushroom cloud that the kind of thing that's just been the symbol of Strings of Atlas for 12 years, 13 years. So now the world's blown up and it's just been destroyed in the chaos and rock and roll. Chords of Eve emerged from it. And we kind of took a Renaissance look at the future and took an old painting crossed over with futuristic styles. Right. So what made you pick this particular one? I know we were talking about it, trying to figure out what painting we wanted to kind of emulate.
Yeah. When we first started talking about, for some reason, Girl with a Pearl Earring popped into my mind immediately. Because you had shown me a number of pieces of like inspiration pictures of art that you really liked. And my brain kept coming back to this idea of the vibe that you kept talking about was this whole idea of like androids who are coming into almost like a sense of consciousness and humanity. And this is a piece of art that originally we talked about doing like a really sci-fi looking thing, but doing it in this style of art. So having something that looked very mechanical, but making it look like it was oil painted. And then we took this in a different direction of taking something that was a classic style and bringing it very hyper modern and even futuristic. And Girl with a Pearl Earring is a piece that's always struck me because it's like, it holds this quiet energy of this vulnerability, but not weakness in this character. This, like, you've kind of caught her in this moment of like looking over her shoulder, like you walked into the room at someone. And one of the themes that I really loved about this Dear Engineer album is this act of questioning. Like, this creation is wanting to know, like, what am I? Like, how do I be human? Or how do I handle these emotions or these things that are developing? Like, how do I know what my direction and course is? And that song, Dear Engineer itself, is very specifically like explicitly asking that question. Mm. So with this, I don't know, I wanted to have that softness and vulnerability, but still have this hard edge technology attached to it. And so taking the aesthetic elements of the original painting and then converting it into technological adaptations.
Yeah. Well, you definitely nailed it with this one. I love the detail in it is what really gets me. All the plugs in the back, the plates, the way the screws go in the face, like all of that. Big fan of it. We also kind of have that same feel on it. You got that one right there underneath it, the inside the CD. We haven't actually printed discs yet. You know,
Yes.
all of this, unfortunately, lockdown and everything kind of kept us from doing a lot of live stuff. So we don't have CDs made of it yet. But this is the artwork going on the inside of it.
Yeah, so if you look at the top, it's upside down because it's a piece of paper that folds down on itself when you do the final version of it. But this was a piece. I should have pulled up the piece of art that inspired it, because this was actually also built off of a piece of classical Renaissance art. Do you remember what the name was called? What the title of the painting?
I got it written down somewhere, but I do not remember. But also, Sci-Fi Studios; those guys helped us out with this one as well, and I was very happy with the way this came out too.
Yeah, they did a version of it, and again, they did a great job, but it wasn't quite where we wanted it to be. So I went in and did some tweaks, but they did 90% of the work, and then I went in and just changed some things with the coloring and some of the details. But it does have a little bit of like a sex robot vibe.
Well, not quite what we were going for it, but it's it's elegant. It's elegant.
Yeah, an elegant sex robot. Yeah, so that was this one, and then we have all the credits for everybody who was involved in the project, which unfortunately these days people don't buy CDs as often, so you don't get that visceral experience of the packaging.
This is true.
Yeah, what can you do?
No, whatever it is, we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's check out that last one there real quick. And we also got the Sky Titan logo.
Yeah, this one was fun to do.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of that.
Obviously, we wanted to play with the idea of, what do you want to tell, what the name, where the name Sky Titan came from?
Sky Titan, the Titan who had to hold the sky, which is not me personally, but Atlas and all.
Mm-hmm.
In Greek mythology is the one stuck to hold up the sky, keep the sky between that and the earth. And that's kind of like what we went for on this one was getting that Atlas holding the S, which is kind of the world, but also it's kind of like, is it Earth? Maybe not. It's also a little sci-fi, which
this one, so we went to New York, and I took a picture of that cool sculpture of Atlas in right just off Rockefeller Center, and so I used that as the basis for this art, which was kind of neat to have it be a personal version of it.
Mm-hmm. New York was great too. I love being there. New York, our heart goes out to you right there. Hang in right now. Hang in there.
So that's some of the art that I've been doing, and then I pick up little projects here and there with you and on other fronts, and it's been fun. It's been really cool getting back into the design stuff. I don't know I realized how much I missed it until I started doing it again with you.
Yeah, well, you're great at it, so keep it up.
Thank you.
So we're gonna go ahead and real quick. You want to listen to this track with me? You want to listen to Evelyn real quick?
Oh my God, it's my favorite.
I may have heard through the grapevine this one was your favorite. How about you introduce it for us? What is it about this track that you like?
Well, I should say, I've had the benefit of hearing this track I've heard this track develop from the beginning. So while this is a debut for all of you guys, I've gotten with this. Atlas would not give me copies of any of the music because he knows I can't keep a secret, which is truly accurate. And if I had a copy of the song on my phone, I would have played it for everybody. Also accurate. So I'm really excited that's been released, and so now I can listen to whatever I want. The story behind it, I think it's the song itself has it's just easy to listen to. It's beautiful. It stands on its own. But the story behind it is that it's about a woman named Evelyn McHale who she was in Time magazine back in 1953, I think. She committed suicide off the Empire State Building, and she fell in. Her photo was taken because she fell in this beautiful, glorious, angelic position, and so I think the title was like the most beautiful suicide. But the song really touches me because it's a lot of the lyrics and themes behind it are based off of her letter to her fiance and her family that she left behind, about basically feeling like she's worthless and that they're better off without her. And And I think that these are all emotions that everybody feels at some points, some more than others. And the song is, there's an element of it that's like, it's okay, feel better. But it's also like beyond that, it's just like, I see you. Like as a band, Chords of Eve recognizes the emotions that drive people to feeling so lonely, and just acknowledge them without trying to fix them, without trying to dismiss them. They just acknowledge and hold them. And I don't know, I found the song really, really touching and beautiful for that reason.
Oh, nice. Couldn't get a better intro than that.
So enjoy.
Let's see. So I'm going to hook it up here real quick so we can listen to Evelyn by Chords of Eve.
Are passing by.
All right. Still love that song. Anything you want to close out with? Appreciate having you on here and taking a minute to talk with us.
I mean, go to Spotify. Listen to the song there and repeatedly. The other songs too.
Well, Tatiana, thank you for taking a little bit of time and hanging out with us today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. We'll see everybody in...
What's happening next?
What's happening next? Oh, we got... Oh, actually, we have very special guests. I'm not going to say that it's an android from the future with a very angelic voice, but it could be.
No.
I don't know. Yeah, people just have to tune in and see. We got about 40 minutes before it kicks off again. So come on back. We're actually going to listen to Dear Engineer then too. So the title track getting its debut. What's up, everybody? We are back. We are back long into the evening. I'm glad y'all are hanging in there with us. Hope everyone's feeling good, feeling great, enjoying the music, enjoying the atmosphere of everything. Now, right now, we've got a very special guest for y'all. Very special guest. We have Casey Ardmore, the voice behind this particular EP. Or maybe it's Casey the Android. Let's see. Oh,
I'm a little misleading with my name card there, but it is me, Casey Ardmore.
Oh, okay. So we're in this dimension. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Casey, how you doing today?
I am hanging in there. Life is weird these days, but I am having a decent day. How about you?
Doing all right. A little bit tired, but I'm hanging in there. I got my trusty multiple glasses of drink. This one's just water. Not even cool. I pretend to be cool on this one. It's good. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated in this time of quarantine.
Hydrate or dihydrate,
That's it. Live your life one ounce at a time. So how did you feel as you went into this? Well, actually, no. Let's step back. I actually kind of want to give a little bit of background. Your background's in theater and musicals. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly. I learned piano and viola as a kid. Never took voice lessons, never did choir or anything, but I always was singing on my own. So kind of taught myself how to sing. Haven't really played instruments in a while, but I did some musicals in high school and then some musical improv as an adult. And that's how I found Atlas here.
So yeah, that was cool. I don't remember what the show was exactly, but you were playing a lamp in a bunch of singing objects. And you were just dominating the stage up there. I was like, man, her voice is so crazy. It was great. I'm glad we got to actually work on this a little bit too. And really I feel like chemistry wise, as we started this, it just started to roll with it. It just went so well.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect because I've never done anything like this before. But it was a really great experience. And now it's out in the world, which is very strange.
Also, I don't think I knew that you've never had any vocal lessons. That's also
okay. I've taken 2 vocal lessons as an adult, but could never afford to keep going. So maybe someday.
If this is what it sounds like to not have them, I say stick with that. This is great. So it took us we worked on that album for probably, I guess, maybe 5-6 months of recording, and then I spent another 6 on mixing and mastering, getting all stuff working with Charles. How'd the recording process feel to you? Like, what did you think of it? It's especially considering you hadn't done something like this before, being in the studio, having to kind of have memorized sets instead of being able to improv it on the spot. Kind of like, how was that?
I was really nervous. I had a lot of imposter syndrome about like, oh no, he's going to regret like choosing me to do this, and like I'm gonna mess this up. And I know you have a lot of takes of me coughing or laughing because we did it during like cedar fever season, so I remember a lot of coughing, ruining a lot of takes that way, but it worked out anyway. It's nice to hear the final songs and there's zero coughing in them, which is really a feat of sound engineering. But it was really fun. I feel like it went by so quickly, and it was so strange to have that gap in between when we were recording, and then it kind of wasn't a thing for me for a while, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, we've got all these tracks fixed, and I was like, what? And now having them out in the world, you know, people can hear them. South Africa apparently loves us. I don't know. It's very exciting.
Number 2 on the pop charts, like the second day it was out. That's pretty cool. Also, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because while I was in between these live videos, I actually got an email from synthpoplover.com and from Zachary Mule, another blog, that they're both already running it, adding it in their shows, putting on their vlogs, doing reviews. So we're actively getting people in. And Chords of Eve has hit 28,000 streams. Spotify.
Dang.
So,
and only 8,000 of those are me.
Yeah, maybe like 10 of them are me too. But it's doing really well, you know, especially considering like this is debut, like our first time really working on this and this style.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah, it's a pretty big departure for you.
Oh,
sonically.
Right. We doing the whole like all the live streaming today and everything, and going back over the Strings of Atlas stuff and playing that, and then talking with Adam and everything. It's crazy how different the two genres are. And when people listen to one, sometimes they're completely oblivious that the other one even exists, because usually if you listen to hard rock, you're not listening to trip hop also, although you should be, because it's great.
You should be, yeah, and vice versa.
So yeah, what are you working on right now? How are you handling all of the lock-in and quarantine? Like, are you doing any of the live stuff? Are you getting on and streaming any kind of acapellas or?
You know, not a ton. I think I keep telling myself I'm going to use this quarantine in like productive ways and like fuel my art. And then I just rewatch Netflix movies that are comforting to me a million times. But I do feel like now that I'm sort of settling into what working from home looks like, and trying to manage my emotions around this whole strange, dark time, I do feel like I need to start putting some pressure on myself to actually make some art and make some music and share it. Because if not now, when, you know?
This is true. The time is now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking I want to go ahead, because I'm dying to hear this track. This is the first time I'm going to hear it actually on Spotify, because we've got Dear Engineer. Well, I guess technically we're going to play it off Spotify, play off the website, but you know, same thing. All right, let's give this one a stream here real quick, see what it sounds like.
Home is everywhere your feet have been. Every place you've laughed or fallen in. Show me there's a way. There's a way to live. Show me there's a way. There's a way to live. Show me there's a way. There's a way to live. Show me there's a way. There's a way to It's almost as if we are running from something or running from who we are. But in the end, we can only run so far. Show me there's a way. There's a way to live. Show me there's a way. There's a way to live. Show me there's a way. There's a way to live. Show me there's a way. There's a way to
That synth, everything in there. Love it. Love it. It's all so good. Very happy when that came out.
Me too.
So is there anything in that, like, as you heard it, like, lyrically, something that stood out to you at all, or a part that maybe you liked more or that you didn't like maybe, or were having like any issues with?
I remember that song felt very organic for me. Like I remember I think we kind of just were trying it out at the end of a session where we were doing other songs. And it felt a lot more natural to me than some other songs, I guess. It just like vibed well with my style, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. I think it resonates a lot, especially right now when we're all trapped in our homes, but that idea that like home is not just that one place, it's so many things. It's like the people that we touch and well, we can't touch anyone right now, but it's the lives that are interconnected. And it's all the places that we've been that have mattered to us, and that feeling of like aching for those places and those people that we can't see right now. And especially in a time like this where, people are dying on a scale that is horrifying. We're, losing people that are potentially home to us. And so, I don't know, I feel like it's more poignant than ever to me now. And it's really cool to hear how it all kind of came together. Especially some of those like harmony tracks or like little like riffing tracks, that like seeing how those ended up in there. Because you gave me a lot of freedom with those. You kind of were like, just see what happens. And it's really cool to hear how it actually ended up in there. Cause I was like, maybe none of this will make it in there. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, it's very, very cool.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, would you have thought this is where we would end up, where as a society, not even just musically, but as a whole, a year ago when we were working on this? It's crazy, nope. Right? Like, who would have thought that it would I guess kind of bring out that kind of like resounding, I don't know, vibe in society, and the way where everything kind of took a turn.
Yeah, it's so strange.
Yeah. Well, on that somber note, I will say thank you for being on, and also thank you for lending your voice to this. Like this project was so much fun to work on, and it came out so well, and it was worth the year it took putting in on that. Like,
yeah, thank you so much for having me on it. It's been really, really cool, and I'm excited to see how South Africa reacts to the whole EP, you know?
Right, yeah, now they got 3 more tracks. I mean, they already loved the first 2. So.
Yeah. It's only up from here, you know?
We got South African tour in the future. We got to do it.
Ooh, I'm so into that. Someday we'll be able to get on planes and travel again.
One day.
I believe in it.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Casey, thank you for being on. And, if anybody wants to check out all these tracks with your voice, they are all over Spotify, Pandora, Deezer, all the things. You know what? You should all give a shout out to your mom. I see her popping up, supporting things on Facebook.
Sharon, you're an angel.
Shout out.
She's
to
watching
Sharon.
right now, I'm certain.
Cool. All right. Well, we're just about done for the night. We got one more track coming up here in about 45 minutes, and then we are signing off. Mostly. Maybe we'll see. I'm getting hooked to this live stuff. I feel like I'm getting better at it. I'm like, maybe I should do a little more of this.
Yeah. Surprise them.
The future.
It's not what it used to be.
That. All right, Casey. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
What's up, everybody? And welcome back. We are at the end of our day. We got one track left, one more Chords of Eve. And you know what? It's funny because I told myself I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to be like, hey, one song left and do encore. No, none of that. And yet here I am doing it anyway. But we've got very good rock and roll, kind of a rock and rollish track to go with this Chords of Eve. This is Rebuild Ourselves. And we got a special guest with us now. I was trying to get him on earlier for the Strings of Atlas stuff. You've probably seen him a few times, especially in any of our shows. But we got Ed Chavez, who is,
What's up, everybody?
Coming at you live from Austin, Texas. And Ed, he's currently playing with Phoenix Recoil.
Yeah.
And we were roommates back in the day, and you could definitely hear some of his bass playing on a few of our albums and everything. So
hope you guys like it.
So how are you doing, man? How are you doing us quarantine and everything?
I'm doing good, man. Just trying to keep busy. Definitely running all the creativity juices on. Started cooking a lot more.
Nice.
With myself instead of going out to eat, and just been playing bass for the whole time.
Man, this whole going out to get food, we were talking about the whole cable thing earlier. I feel like it's all this crazy drug deal. Like you're going outside and they're like, all right, you park in this space and then we're going to put this in a bag and drop it over here. You show us the money and you can get it.
It's like grab and go, man. Just toss it in the car and run.
Oh, man. Was that a bad example? What are you doing? No, it's all good. So what's new with Phoenix Recoil? What are y'all getting into?
As of right now, we've been taking a little break. Just decided to start up on the next demo. It's been about 3 years since we let anything out. So that was about 2 members ago as well. So we decided, let's just take a break, start recording. I'm actually going to be recording the bass tracks this weekend for a new demo, and hopefully it'll be out by the time this quarantine's over so we can start playing live shows and showing it to everybody else.
All right. Well, man, the way stuff's going, you might have until next December to get it all done. So.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not that long. If it is, a couple more tracks.
Oh, yeah. Knock on wood.
Plenty of wood around.
There's something around here somewhere. Well, I wanted to get you. I'm glad I got you on this last one because this is probably one of the heavier tracks. A little more upbeat, a little more energetic, rock driven, and a little more bassy. And that's your territory, man. So why don't we give this one a spin and then you talk about some bass stuff?
Yeah, dude. Check it out. Go for a spin.
All right. We are going with Rebuild Ourselves Tonight.
To live
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, great jam. I've been digging all this stuff you let out with Chords of Eve. It's totally new from what you normally do, which is wonderful.
So yeah, it's a little bit of a different style, different track and everything. But man, I've been loving it. It's a ton of fun to do. And you're working on one too, right? You just started up a lo-fi project that you were kind of telling me about before.
Yeah. I actually did started just getting together, collaborating with my cousin Wes. I was asking if anybody else wanted to, jam out with him and stuff. I was like, yeah, just get together with the family and play. So we've been passing ideas back and forth. We might have something coming out pretty soon, and we'll definitely share with y'all. Hope you guys like it. First lo-fi kind of alternative, not metal stuff I do in a good while. So it's definitely something different.
Ed, not metal? I don't believe it. I got to hear it to believe it. I don't know.
I know. You will pretty soon, hopefully, once it's done. It's sounding pretty good so far, so I'm excited to share with everybody else.
Nice. And I'm glad to see that even though we're all kind of like, especially like in terms for musicians, we're all kind of kept so far apart right now. It's really hard to write songs together, I feel like, because they're getting the timing right over delays, over the internet, over everybody's job kind of mixed up. So it's cool that you're able to still do this and that working out with family too. It's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a bonding family moment, so it's always good.
Have you guys been like just sending files back and forth like over Drive, or what's the strategy from online working?
Pretty much Google Drive. We've just been passing it back and forth. I'll lay something over, send it in. He'll tell me what I need to fix, send it back, move stuff around. We're pretty much like towards the end of the process right now, sending this stuff. He's like, sounds great. He's just been cutting, pasting, moving stuff around, and sounds great. I'm really digging it.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice. I got a buddy here in Austin, Tosin, he's doing a remix for me on this, and Adden is one of the best key players. I love this guy's like just chilling on piano, just jamming the whole time. And same thing, we're putting in like Logic sessions and just sending them back and forth to each other. And he's like, I got this idea, check this out, sends it over. I'm like, oh man, check this thing out. Yeah. Also, I'm seeing that finally something's popping up in the chat. I don't know why I've been able to see this earlier, but Ben, how you doing, man? I see you out there. Folks popping up. Oh no, I think we lost Ed. That's all right. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he won't. Maybe he is forever now in the bass ether. But while we wait for him to come back, in all of this, I just want to say, I feel like I'm always saying like, thanks everybody for doing this, and thank you person for working on that and jumping in, and it may not always sound like as sincere a method as it can be, but it's the truth. Like, honestly, I really do. Oh, he's back. What's up, man?
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
I think we lost your... No, it's all good. I was just telling people, I'm like, I feel like I'm always, like at all these videos, I'm always like, oh, well, thank you for checking this out. Thank you for streaming this. And after a while, it gets to sound kind of like robotic, like thank the fans, walk away, thank the fans. But I just want to be like, it's true. Like, I appreciate every single person that's coming in here. And it's crazy. Like, as an artist, when you're making something, having that following, because, we all see like, we see whoever, you look at AC/DC and like Kiss and Led Zeppelin and stuff, and you see all the fans and stuff, and it doesn't seem real to you, or at least not to me. When I'm doing like music and everything, to just like, oh, fill a stadium, you got 50,000 people. That's cool. That's just that's Tuesday,
Yeah.
So having people come in like this and sticking with us today, doing this live stuff, genuinely, thank you. I appreciate this. Like, this is fun.
We appreciate of all the little people, everybody.
And man, thank you for being here on this, like recording with us, like.
Yeah, man. Thank you for letting me be part of it.
Man, all day. All this only beginning. Especially if Chords of Eve has anything to say about it. This is only the beginning.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what you guys can do with that.
Man, yeah, it's exciting times. And it's always good to try something a little different,
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Good, man. I think what I want to do at the end of this is, we got the event running until 9:00, which the event was its own kind of cluster, but it worked out kind of a little bit. Yeah. But I wanted to leave it open. It would be available till 9:00 tonight. See, anybody got any questions or anything? You want to hit us up? Or you're just dying to get on the live stream and chat? Get some people in it. Ed, I might hit you back up and be like, hey, man, some people got some bass questions. Let's
bring them on in. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions and do some fun stuff.
Yeah, man. Well, cool. All right, man. Appreciate you being on here. And I'll get with you later.
Yeah, man. I'll see you guys around. Have a good day. Enjoy the music. Later on.
Man. Take care. folks, thank you for being here. I hope y'all hanging in through the night, feeling good, getting home if you're just getting off work, getting out of work and sorting all that craziness. You go back and want to check out some of the videos we got today, do it all day. And like I said, we're here. I'm going to stay on until like 9 o'clock this time. So if anybody's got any questions, drop them in the chat, do something. It's all good. I'll get back with it. And until next time, keep on rocking.